I didn't realize everything was unraveling until I was slumped in my wrecked Civic, 3 broken ribs stabbing every breath, head pounding against the airbag. I knew something was wrong the second that black SUV T-boned me. Hit and run, no headlights, speeding through a red. While I lay there, vision blurring, half-conscious, blood trickling down my temple, I dialed Haley's number because she's a nurse. 5 years together, I trusted she'd drop everything for this. Rings twice, straight to voicemail. A minute later I texted. I got in a car accident. I'm at 5th and Main. I need you. Please. Her reply came almost immediately. Elmeo, nice try. I stared at my phone, mouth tasting like copper. A nurse, my nurse, thinking I was messing with her. I tried again. Not joking. Please come. Photoshop is getting better. She blocked me. Blocked me while I sat there bleeding and circling out. By the time the cops arrived, my head was spinning and my ribs felt like broken glass. A homeless guy named Mike, cool dude who sometimes camps in that parking garage, called 911 for me. He'd heard my moans through the crumpled metal. A complete stranger took charge when I was literally begging the woman I loved to show up. I should back up. We've been together since senior year of high school, me, 24, writing code downtown at a startup. Her, 22, final year of nursing school. We've got a nice 2-bedroom apartment I pay most for, she contributes from her Starbucks paycheck. I had a ring picked out, spare 3 months of salary and something I never hid. I figured our anniversary next month would be perfect. She'd always talked about wanting something special. Behind her bedside table at home sits that ring box, untouched. Our relationship looked rock solid, brunches on weekends, gaming nights in, grocery runs together, planning for the future. She's ambitious, nurse, caring, goal-oriented, and I like that. Her single friends, though, they were a different breed. These girls lived to post. Hot girl summer. Captions year-round, every relationship issue solved with. He'd do it if he cared. I never said anything. Haley said she was there to keep an eye on them. I believed her. I prefer a quiet Friday night, maybe a bar with buddies, maybe a new dungeon in Elden Ring. Clubs? Not my scene. She knows that. Once a month, she'd rent a VIP section at Club Azure a few blocks away. I'd chill at home. That balance worked, until last Saturday. Around 2 p.m., I kissed her as I left for work. She was finishing makeup in the bathroom, sparkly black dress, hair curled, nails gleaming. Be safe, I said. Have fun. She rolled her eyes like I was her dad. Yes, Papa, she said, clicking her heels. I drove to the office instead of walking. Big weekend deployment, no time for distractions. Covers lots of coffee, monitors whispered. Did you try turning it off and on again? Laughs from the team. Usually I'd have been halfway to home by 10:30 p.m., but this time I stayed until midnight fixing a payment processor bug. My phone lit up at 7 p.m. Getting ready now. A selfie from her, black dress in full sparkle. I told her she looked amazing, she did, and to have fun. At 9 o'clock she sent, heading out. Don't wait up. Around 10:30, I tuned into her Instagram story during a lull at my desk, her and her nursing friends doing shots in the VIP area. Drinks flowing, music pounding. Then my stomach dropped, videos of her grinding against random guys. The VIP section packed, more dudes than I expected. I froze. She was literally 5 minutes from home, and I was still hauling code. I flagged down my coworker and said I needed to step out. My ribs didn't care that she might have been partying. They were crying out after the crash a minute later. I forced myself back into focus. Deployment still needed finishing. But my gut clenched. Stop overthinking, I told myself. She's fine. I left at 11 p.m. The parking garage was empty, just my Civic and a few others. I crept out slowly, as always, careful around that sharp turn. Everything was green. Then crash, metal screeching, black SUV smashing into my driver's side. The airbags hit me like a sledgehammer. My head snapped back, ribs compressing. My tongue tasted iron. As the car spun, I remember thinking, if only Haley knew. But she didn't. Next I knew, the EMTs were lifting me onto a stretcher, lights flashing. I tried talking. She's a nurse, she'll help. But my words slurred. An officer asked if I'd been drinking. I tried to insist. No. But couldn't get my lungs to cooperate. In the ambulance, every bump was a punch to my left side. I gripped my bandaged forehead and willed myself not to pass out. At the ER, I collapsed into a gurney. The nurse on intake read my chart, pulled up her phone. Emergency contact? Haley's name was still there. I had to say she wasn't available. Sympathy mixed with disbelief in her eyes. Okay, we'll keep you here for observation. I was x-rayed around 1 a.m., 3 broken ribs, CT scan to rule out brain bleeding, 7 stitches above my eye where my glasses had shattered. Each nurse looked over at the spot where a typical boyfriend might be sobbing over his girl, but instead I was alone, waiting for someone to say they cared. My phone lay on the bedside table, silent. I checked Instagram on my laptop, because it was the only way. Stories of her dancing with random guys at timestamps after my calls went unanswered. At 2:47 a.m., her final clip popped up, her and the girls leaving Club Azure. Best night ever. I stared at the screen, realizing she posted that while I was bleeding in the street. Morning came around 8 a.m. I woke to hiccups from the guy next bed, vomiting, nausea rattling me awake. My head felt like someone was driving a nail between my temples. I looked over. Haley sat in a plastic chair next to my bed, sparkly dress wrinkled, makeup smeared like a broken painting. One heel strap was busted. She stared at me, tears rolling down her cheeks. I tried to blink away the pain. Lights were fluorescent laser beams to my eyes. She lunged forward. Baby, I'm so sorry. I thought you were joking. I really did. A night shift nurse poked her head in. Careful. He's got broken ribs. Sit back, please. Her disapproving look said it all. I swallowed against the pain. You didn't come? Her lip quivered. I thought you were trying to ruin my night. You know how I am sometimes. My ribs flared in protest. You knew where I was, Haley. I sent you a picture of my wreck. I told you I needed help. My voice was low, shaking. A nurse. You. Me. 5 years together. And you glued yourself to the club floor? She started sobbing harder. It's not what you think. I didn't know. I thought you were just messing around. You know how you prank me sometimes. Pranks don't involve broken bones. She shook her head, hands trembling. I'm sorry. I was with Jessica, and she kept saying I was being controlling. My chest tightened. Controlling? I laughed, which hurt like hell. When have I ever tried to control you? She shrank, like she forgot her own words. You get weird when I go out. You always text 1,000,000 times. I thought this was another one of those times. So a head injury and lifeblood isn't enough to text back on my way? I said, trying to keep my voice steady. The doctor came in then, checked my vitals, gave me 4 pain meds. His eyes flicked to Haley, then mine. I need him to rest, he said. Visiting hours are over. Haley's face fell, her perfect plan to apologize interrupted. She leaned down to kiss my forehead. I turned away. She tried to stay after visiting hours. The nurses politely but firmly escorted her out. Over the next 2 days, nurses asked if I wanted to see her. I said no. My mom flew in from Pittsburgh, arms full of Tupperware, spouting, healing energy nonsense. She cleaned my room like it was some feng shui project. When I told her what happened, she went silent, then snapped a surgical glove on. Your sister's dumping you if you stay with that girl, she practically whispered. From my always Team Haley mother, that was the ultimate breakup pronouncement. Meanwhile, Haley's texts blew up my phone, 147 missed calls, 30 texts. I've deleted Instagram. I swear. I talk to the guys now and then, but I'll stop. I'm going to counseling. Come home and let me make it right. I texted back once. good to know you can reply when someone actually needs you." That felt mean, but honest. They checked me out of the hospital on Tuesday. Mom insisted I stay with her. She had a guest room primed for my healing. I agreed. Home wasn't exactly peaceful. Haley had been inside our apartment, redoing everything. Fridge stocked, books lined on the coffee table, little post-its. "I love you, I'm sorry." Hearts drawn next to words we used years ago. I peeled them all off, each sticky square feeling like a paper-cut knife twisting in my gut. I started sleeping on the couch at Mom's. My apartment felt like a museum of broken promises. The engagement ring in my desk drawer. I couldn't look at it anymore. 3 days later, Haley started camping out near my apartment, car parked in the lot, engine off, headlights occasionally flickering. She sat there for hours, I guess waiting for me to return. I didn't. She probably thought I'd show up, decide to work things out. I stayed with Mom. Last night around 2 a.m., pounding on my door at Mom's place. "Please, I need to talk," she yelled, hammering against my locked wood. I knew the building would wake up, neighbors would call cops. I opened the door, pissed, still in sweats and bandages. She stumbled in, hair a mess, stained hoodie, one I'd given her ages ago, clutching a half-empty coffee mug and a small flask. Smelled like stale tequila. She looked wrecked. "I've been sleeping in my car," she said. "I can't go home, Her voice cracked. "Please just listen." I closed the door. She teetered toward the couch, knuckles white. "I know I ruined everything," she stammered. "Jessica was pushing me, telling me you were being controlling. I got caught up, and then when you texted I honestly thought it was another prank." I felt my ribs flare. I settled against the doorframe, pain jagged, but nothing compared to what I felt inside. "So when I was lying in a pool of my own blood, you figured blocking me was easier than checking on me?" Her head dropped. I didn't think. I was afraid of losing you. I thought if I walked away, you'd blow up on me, like you do sometimes." I snorted. "Blow up on you? The night I needed you, I tried calling, texting, and all you did was snap screenshots of yourselves dancing. You posted last glance best night ever. Did you think no one could see the timestamp?" Her shoulders shook. "I was wrong. I can't believe how selfish I was." I paused. The apartment was quiet except for her ragged breathing. My mind ran through 5 years, movie nights, coding sessions, her clapping whenever I fixed a bug she didn't understand, her parents praising me as if I were the next big thing. Today, my phone lay on the end table, cracked, still buzzing with notifications. She texted 67 times after I was in surgery. "Why should I believe you now?" I asked. She pressed her palms to her face. "Because I've seen what losing you feels like. I sat outside your place for days. I watched you leave with your mom. I thought about calling, texting, anything." I shook my head. "You made a choice. You chose their opinions over mine, over us. It isn't just about that night. It's every time I brought up something that felt off, phones behind your back, late replies, every time I chalked it up to my own paranoia. She's used to me defending our relationship, backing off, apologizing. Tonight I held my ground. I'm done apologizing for being concerned. If you really want this, if you want me, you have to earn it back." Her back went straight, surprise flickering. "Tell me how." "First, block Jessica. Delete anyone who tells you to question me. Second, get a job or internship that shows you're serious about nursing, not just partying. Third, come to therapy with me, even if you hate that stuff. Fourth, don't come back here until you've done those 3, and call me only after. I'll think about forgiving when I see actions, not tears." She stared, tears pooling, but also a spark, like she realized this wasn't a switch to flip. "Okay," she whispered. "I will. I swear." She left before dawn, stumbling out in my old hoodie, mascara streaked. The hall light flickered off behind her. I collapsed onto the couch. Each breath burned, but for once my mind felt oddly clear. The next morning, I logged on to the hospital portal, still in Mom's guest room. They'd called about the insurance claim. Hit-and-run driver was found, some trust fund kid drunk, his lawyer offering a settlement. I replied I wasn't interested in pocket change. I wanted justice. Doesn't matter if parents bail him out, he'll learn that choices have costs. My friend Marcus, guy who introduced me to the startup, texted me. Holy hell, you okay? I heard about the wreck. Need help with rent, food, whatever, brother. I typed back. Appreciate it. I'll be moving back into my place Friday. Mom's got it too clean for me. I'll catch up Monday at work, still have code to write. Marcus replied with the usual banter. Dude, you're a machine. Take it slow. And if Haley shows up, punch her pillow, not you. I cracked a genuine smile. Pain meds, maybe. But it felt good to talk to someone who got it. I spent the day at the apartment, tearing down sticky notes, taking inventory of my half-packed desk drawer. The ring sat inert, sparkling in salt, really. I slid it into a drawer under my shorts. Maybe I'll sell it later. Maybe I'll donate it. Right now, I can't even look at it without thinking of blood on glass. By Friday, I was hobbling back on my own 2 feet, ribs still sharp, head still fuzzy, but surviving. I logged into work remotely, email, Slack, PR reviews. Nobody mentioned the crash. They trusted me to get the next deployment done. My boss shot me a quick DM. Heard about the accident. You good? I replied. Banged up, but I'll handle this sprint. Thanks. They didn't push. That's what I appreciate about a good team. They respect your boundaries. Later that afternoon, Haley texted. Therapy appointment set for next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Nursing internship at County General starts Monday. Meeting with Pastor Simmons to talk about this situation tonight at 7. I stared. She meant business. She cut Jessica off. No social media posts. No party invites from her old crew. She even sold that black dress, posted. Never wore this again. On Poshmark. My phone pinged. Pastor Simmons's office confirming our session. I folded my arms, feeling the pull between loyalty to the 5 years we had and self-preservation for the next, whatever that might look like. I texted back. I see actions. I'll meet you Tuesday. If you stand by this, we'll talk. No. I love you. No emojis. Just clarity. Tuesday came, and I sat in the pastor's office. Chairs wood grain cheap, coffee lukewarm in styrofoam cups. Haley showed up, hair tied back, scrubs soon to be her uniform, eyes red but face composed. She handed me a folder, proof of her internship acceptance letter, therapy schedule, a note from her probationary advisor letting her go if her grades slip. She didn't ask for forgiveness. She just laid out consequences she was facing. No more overnight clubbing, mandatory check-ins, weekly counseling updates. She'd already spent her savings on counseling. No more Starbucks tips would go to vacations. She'd moved in with a roommate, her cousin, temporarily, until she was stable. I took the folder, thumbs tracing the paper. Everything, the internship, the therapy, was real, not excuses. That's a start, I said. She looked at me, shoulders squared. I don't expect you to forgive right away. I screwed up. I held up a hand. Actions, not words. Let's see next week. She nodded, relief mingled with resolve. Thank you. In the weeks that followed, I saw a shift. She showed up at 6 p.m. on the dot for therapy. She sent me screenshots of her clinical hours. She even picked up extra shifts at the hospital to rebuild trust. She wasn't bragging, she was proving. We texted again, but it was measured. How's your cough? Or, the roof tile cracked again, pay me back when you can. I walked on eggshells less. I watched her handle setbacks, like when a patient screamed at her in the ER. She kept her calm. That mattered. Her old friends on Instagram started tagging her in girl boss stories. She didn't respond. Her party girl image fizzled. Invitations dried up. Her professional reputation took a hit. Some nurses whispered about her performance issues after the hospital heard about the accident. She faced natural consequences: fewer free lunches from nursing students, no more VIP club privileges, a reality check that she couldn't manipulate with a smile. As for me, I went back to work full tilt. My performance barely skipped a beat. My manager said I handled a critical incident well while injured. I got kudos, not pity. I knew my focus sharpened, ironically, because I didn't have relationship drama distracting me. I rediscovered lunch runs with Marcus. We cracked jokes about bug fixes. My sleep got better once my ribs healed, though I still tensed up hearing a car screech. Most importantly, I felt myself recalibrating trust. I realized red flags I missed: her defensiveness when I asked where she was, her slow text replies, her need for outside validation. I learned to trust my gut, see inconsistencies in her words and actions. I refused to fall back into blind trust. 50 days after the wreck, Haley moved back into my apartment, this time on her own terms, not in a sweaty black dress. She carried a box with her belongings, a subtle nod that she was ready for the next chapter. I met her in the doorway, ribs still healing but firm. She placed the box down, then looked me straight in the eyes. No tears, just quiet resolve. I nodded. "You kept your word," she exhaled. "I did." She paused. "I know trust isn't something you'd give me again tonight. But I promise, no more blocking. No more partying over emergencies. I'm here for the long haul." I studied her, bruises on her heart probably still fresh. We shared 5 years of highs and lows. But I felt stronger, clearer about boundaries, less afraid to say no to emotional manipulation. "I'm not the same guy who'd let it slide," I said. "I won't apologize for looking out for myself. If we do this, it's on a new foundation. Actions over words." She nodded, tears glinting but controlled. "I get it. We've been rebuilding since." She checks in when she leaves the hospital now. No more slow replies, no hiding her location. She's changed her clinical group chats. No hot girl nonsense, just nursing talk. My roommates, friends from the startup, saw her at a bake sale she organized for a hospice fund, her first volunteer gig in months. The small gestures matter: bringing dinner when I had to work late, sending links to a debugging thread because she's learning code basics so she can understand my world. I still keep my distance emotionally, didn't propose for a long time. The ring sits in that drawer, now off to the side. I think about selling it, maybe use the money for something meaningful: new laptop for coding, a down payment for a condo someday. But at least I don't think of her as future fiancé anymore. I think of her as a teammate who almost lost me. She's paying half the rent again, maybe even a bit more to balance the ring money I overspent. She put in overtime at the hospital, paid off half of her student loans to prove she's serious. Her parents still give me the side eye. Mom asked if I'd considered therapy. I told her I had, and I'm sticking with it. It's not weakness, it's clarity. My friends noticed I'm back to joking, not brooding. Marcus teased me. "Dude, you've got a new spark. Is it the pain meds, or is she less of a wreck?" I told him. Half and half. We laughed, and it felt good. As for Haley, she learned that loyalty means showing up, not Instagram filtering problems away. Her social circle thinned. Those single and proud girls realized she wasn't playing their game anymore. Now she keeps her phone on Do Not Disturb when it's time to sleep or when I text her I'm stuck in a meeting. I'm not blind to the risk. Trust doesn't snap back overnight. But every morning she's at breakfast, waiting with coffee. Every night she checks her nursing schedule instead of club invites. The other day, she handed me a printout of a half-coded script. "Thought this might help with that UI glitch." I smiled, felt that familiar pride in her that drew me to her in the first place. Maybe someday I'll slide that ring back onto her finger and mean it. For now, we're building something earned: mutual respect, honest communication, boundaries that keep each other safe. I'm still the steady professional, rebuilding, tensing at car brakes, but standing firm. She's learning loyalty over instant gratification. Consequences followed her: broken trust, isolation from old friends, a dent in her reputation. But she's weathering it, maybe becoming the nurse she always said she wanted to be. And me? I'm the guy who survived a hit and run and a hit to the heart, still coding, still breathing, still setting the terms. 5 years might have nearly vanished in one night, but if we do this, it'll be because both of us rebuilt from busted ribs and broken promises. Time will tell if that's enough. For now, my code compiles, my ribs heal, and I have something worth guarding, myself.